The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
What is going on in Vancouver right now? Don't drink the tap water, okay? Don't do it. And can the Canucks please think about the damn children? What's the record at home right now? Did the Canucks just blow a 3-goal lead to the Seattle Kraken in like 2 minutes?
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up? My name is Kyle Bowen, and this right here is Locked On Canucks, and I can't believe I have to do this right now, man. I wanted the 2 points, okay, on this sunny December night. Day? What time is it? I want to go to sleep. And what did we get? We got 1 point without Hughes and Pettersson, but we blew a 3-goal lead with under 5 minutes left in the third period. On top of that, Sherwood had a chance at an empty netter. Same thing with Jake DeBrusk. And where are we again? I'm going to bed because this is depressing and this is spooky. It's spooky. Okay, I hate to do this. And maybe I need some Deepak Chopra right now. But today was the first day. I doubted this. For real. And I know, no Hughes and no Pettersson. This team, this version of the Canucks, the way they've been playing, you look at that from a close point of view, and you're like, you know what? You're probably going to lose this game, right? Hughes is just such a play driver, their only play driver, it seems like, and he's gone. And again, a Kraken desperate for a win. You can do the math and say, yo, they might lose this one. And they did, but the way they did it is, again, spooky. It's daunting. It's scary. It's un-Canuck-like, right? Supposedly. But here I am thinking after this loss, and I hope that this vent session helps you and I out, preferably me. So I'm not thinking like this anymore, but here I am after this 3-goal comeback from the Seattle Kraken. Here I am thinking that, yo, are these Canucks actually good? Or are they the old Canucks? Because I'm spooked. That was weird. That was dark. That was also a horrible game from Thatcher Demko. And is that the reason why we lost? Like, can Rick Tocchet go into that room, or can Thatcher Demko go into that room and say, you know what, guys, you guys played a pretty good game. A pretty good game for like 50 minutes, okay? Not a lot of shots. Our offense wasn't looking explosive. Hey, didn't have Hughes, didn't have Pettersson. But more specifically, again, no Hughes. That's a Hughes deal. All in all, though, can Demko go in that room and say, yo, you guys killed it for 55 minutes, did your work, because the Canucks look good, and DeBrusk looked good, and Besser looked good, and Soucy looked good, and Garland looked good, and Sasson looked good, and Joshua looked good. And they were clogging up the zones, and they were getting pucks out, and it was smooth. They were lucky to play the Seattle Kraken. That's what it felt like for 55 minutes. But, hey, it was 2 points. We were so close. But can Demko, again, A, make a save, and B, own up to this one so this team doesn't look at this loss and feel the way I'm feeling? Because this feels so different with the Vancouver Canucks. Is this happening to us? Out of the holiday break last year? Is it? I don't know. And on top of all this, it's another loss at home ice. Again, this season is spooky. Feels like it. This game really spooky. This game really weird. And I want to get to one of the early comments because I'm about to go off. But again, this game was really, really, really weird. This comment goes to Richard. Richard Ristich. Whoa. That's your real name, Richard Ristich. What's that saying, man? You can't trust somebody with 2 first names. What? Anyways, if the stupid ref wasn't stupid, Dakota Joshua would have won it. He was referring to Dakota Joshua scoring a disallowed goal with his head or shoulder. I don't even know. It was so quick. Even in the replay, I couldn't really tell what he hit it with. But he propelled the puck into the net. Could have made it 5-1. It was a no goal. And I didn't care much for it, to be honest. Seattle wasn't pushing at all. We didn't need it. And you're out here blaming the refs when you should be blaming Demko and Noah Juleson. The score is 4-2, and Noah Juleson, after making multiple mistakes throughout the game, makes a catastrophic one with 1 minute and 12 seconds left in the game. As Mother Knucker, who's in the guest room, we're about to get him on the program, was saying in the Discord. That's something you should join in the link in the bio. But yeah, Mother Knucker was saying that was a Pee-wee level mistake by Noah Juleson. I'll take it a step further, and I've been repping the Surrey boy, and Noah Juleson can beat me up. He can suplex me, okay, for real, break me in half and my family. He's that strong. I know it. I see the hits, but I got to say it. That wasn't just a Pee-wee level mistake. That was maybe a season ender for Noah Juleson. Anyways, we got Mother Knucker here. Let's get him on the program. There you go. Mother Knucker's here, okay? Mother Knucker repping the Vancouver Giants uniform. A fan of the program, fan of the Discord, and now he's here to vent because his Canucks are 17-10-8. They just blew a 3-goal deficit after the first game from the holiday break. I know no Hughes, no Pettersson, but hey, a lot of kids in the building. A lot of families in the building. First Canucks game, and that's what they got to suffer. They're traumatized. Anyways, Mother Knucker, how you feeling?
Oh, how am I feeling, bro? I feel bombed out and depleted, as he said about Buck Nasty's suit in Chappelle's show. It's man, that was rough, bro. You know what's funny is my wife, she left literally with about 6-7 minutes to go in the third, and we were up by 3. And she's like, man, the boys are actually holding it down. I said, yeah, it's good. And she came back literally right after Dunn scored in OT, and I'm just sitting here, and she's looking at me, and then she goes, "What's wrong?" I said, "We lost." She goes, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, we lost a 3-goal lead with 5 minutes." And she was like, "Wow." And yeah, man, it's just, that's our reality right now, bro. Is the ups and downs of this season, but I feel like the downs are definitely a lot more common right now, man. It's tough.
Yeah, man. And again, I'm here with the downs, not only more often than not, but just entirely. Like I feel like today's loss, I don't want it to like set the tone for the rest of the season, but I'm scared. That's how dark it is right now. But again, as I said earlier, maybe Demko just has to go in that room and just take the blame himself. So the boys in blue and green or black and or orange and red, whatever they wore today, so those guys can feel confident, because who knows how long Quinn Hughes and Pettersson are out for. And again, for the most part, the Canucks played a pretty weak team, a team that beat them, though. The Kraken, give them credit. I got to give them credit. Not a lot of firepower, but hey, they played pretty good with them for like 55 minutes. Like, it was a pretty clean game, like your wife was saying.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like I was looking at their roster before the game, and on paper, like the Kraken have a squad, man. Like if you look at the games, the problem is, I was saying in the Discord, is they don't have any dogs. They don't have anybody that really strikes any fear in you. And I think that's something that Ron Francis was probably going to look for either at the trade deadline, depending on how their trajectory goes for the rest of the season, but definitely in free agency. I know they have some money to throw around. And guys, I think a guy like Rantanen would be absolutely perfect for them. I don't know if Colorado's going to let him get away, but I really do think a guy like Rantanen could help put them over the top. But
well, yo, not to cut you off, but talking about putting Seattle over the top and not knowing where their trajectory is, like this is why I felt spooky again today, because that's like a type of win that we just handed Seattle that could give them a lot of momentum.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I was even thinking about that, and I once again posted in the Discord, like we all do when we're watching the game, that Seattle had 5 losses in a row, and this would have been their franchise record 6th loss in a row. So like we had a chance to actually like kind of put the boot, on their, I won't say their throat. That's not good. But anyways, we had a chance to really put it to them, and maybe probably put them on a downward trajectory, like that they might have to start thinking about. Comment, hey, Oleksiak might be available at this point,
bro.
That has changed within 5 minutes, bro. Now Oleksiak's like, nah, bro, I'm top line, son.
Dude, we were so close to just putting these guys in batter and deep frying them and eating it. Like, I like seafood. It would just, like, for the most part, again, Seattle really needed this, and they look so bad, so boring. And you look at the goal they scored before they just, turned their season around, and it's a gimme from Demko, right? He should have that save from Beniers or whatever. And it's like, again, for the most part, they played well, and now, look, what do you think they have to talk about this, right? Like, I know you don't want to single out any loss and make things bigger than they are, but this season's already been so weird, and now it's getting a little dark. Who knows how long Hughes is going to be out for? Who knows how long Pettersson's going to be out for? Can this team ever stay healthy? And out of the Christmas break, everyone's under the mistletoe, they're drinking eggnog, boom, bam. And this is how you come back, ironically, like to the Seattle Kraken. This could be like heartbreaking. And for a team that's not really used to winning, they've only been a core that's only been really good for last season, right? A stretch of 82 games where they were really consistent. Like, how do you make sure that this young core, quote unquote, emphasis on the young only because they lack experience again in winning? Like, what's the message here to make sure that they don't feel down on themselves?
So you know what, man? I was thinking about it, and like in the NHL, if you are a legit NHL team, and that includes the San Jose Sharks and the Anaheim Ducks, there's no excuse for you to lose a 3-goal game with 5 minutes to go. That tells me one of two things, or potentially more than that. Number one, it tells me that your defensive structure sucks, or it tells me that your defensive skill sucks, which we saw that tonight for sure. Or it tells me that it's just your execution on both, and maybe both of them are just not a really good match. One thing I will say, man, is that, before Tocchet left the Coyotes, the biggest, knock against them is that he was the defense first coach. And I posted the other day when you and Begsy had your LOC, I said in there that, we're looking more and more like an LA Kings style team, and we're waiting to capitalize on mistakes rather than actually create the mistakes. We're not forcing it. We're not forechecking. We're not, excuse my language. We're not even back checking, to be effective, to be honest with you. And so we're not really creating those mistakes. Whereas like teams like the Kings, that's what they do, is they stay back, they play their structure, and then they pounce and they capitalize. But we don't have the skill to do that. And today, I honestly think that we showed that we don't have the will to do that. We just don't. We don't have the will, bro. Like, where is it? Look, I expected Millsy, just to be 100%, and Greener's going to love this. I expected Millsy to put us on his back, to put us on his shoulders. I know that we were chirping him and, joking around about PD in the Discord during the game and all that. But outside of that one sweet pass that Millsy had to get Jake free, Millsy looked lazy and he looked uninspired tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He just did. He looked slow. He didn't look good. He got 2 apples, but I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. It's,
I hear what you're saying, bro. I hear what you're saying, and it's about time. And I know I keep like bringing up the whole, like, oh, think about the children, think about the people in the arena. Like, all in all, like, and it's another home loss. And I think there's no more time for guys like JT Miller, straight up having days off in the defensive zone. And again, you're playing Seattle. It wasn't the worst thing ever, but there were moments where you could just see this guy not digging into his skates on a back check. And maybe there was one where he just went off for a change. I'm like, yo, just like dig deep, get the puck, and then go off. Like, you're one of the alphas. You're one of the leaders, right? Like, we kind of need you to set the tone. You can't just wait for like Heinen and Sherwood and Bluger, who's killing it. Like, you do, you know what I'm saying? Put that extra effort in. Mother Knocker, get one more comment in before we get to the other side. I think we got somebody else that wants to come in too. So finish off your thoughts here.
So the last thing I'll say about Millsy is that if what's happening is truly legit, meaning that, there's a little bit of rift with him mentally, emotionally, and even physically, his body's really starting to decline. All of these New York Rangers trade proposals and are starting to really tickle my fancy, bro. And I'm telling you right now, if a guy like Sean Avery is putting out info like JT Miller is exactly what the Rangers need to snap themselves back into shape. He may not be the most popular guy in the locker room, but he's respected and feared in the locker room. And if Avery's saying that, I think that could be a good thing. And if we can get like a Hedl and a Schneider, or a Hedl and a Miller, and maybe give them Hogs or a VD in the process, like, I'm open to it, man. And I never thought I'd before, but this team needs a shakeup. And I'm all about the crest. I'm not about the name on the back, unless it's Trevor. I'm all about the crest, not the name on the back. And for me, I just want to see this team get better. But hey, bro, I gotta get rolling anyways. I just wanted to jump.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. One love to you, man. Always, Mother Knucker, man.
Can't wait to get on with Young Static next week. I got I got big plans, baby. Big
Woohoo! Okay, man. One left to Mother Knucker. We'll get back to the other side and talk more about everything Mother Knucker just said about Miller, too. I got some comments about that. Not as pessimistic, not as dark. JT Miller's going to stay, man. He's a Canuck. He's a Canuck for life. I'm optimistic about that. But yeah, just so much to talk about in your comments. And I also want to touch on Myers and Juleson. Like, yo, you guys aren't first-round picks, man. Y'all got to keep it simple. What y'all doing? Why y'all always trying to do too much? It's so annoying. Do your job, right? Bill Belichick. Yo, talk it. Why aren't you learning from Bill Belichick, okay? And you're learning from Robert Saleh. Anyways, let's get to commercial break. And, yeah, your Canucks blow a 3-goal lead with 10 seconds left in the third period. And then Vince Dunn duns them after Tyler Myers becomes a giraffe again. Dude, yo, Tyler Myers, you're not a first-round pick. This ain't Jumanji, okay? This ain't Jumanji. Be back in a few. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. I'm pretty sure if you put $5 on the Seattle Kraken with 5 minutes left in the game to come back from 3-0, you would have made that $5 and turned it into $17 million. And you know what? Let's throw another 150 on top of that as well. Dollars, that is, okay? You would have won a lot. And again, you would have won that extra $150 because, what, $250? They upped it? Yo, FanDuel, man. Anyways, right now, new customers on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is giving you $250 in bonus bets if you win your first bet. Crazy, man. FanDuel has so many ways for you to pick up the dub. I love betting. No, I don't. I love betting, though, on which players will score a touchdown. Speaking of which, Jordan Love, Minnesota Vikings tomorrow. Darnold versus Love. The love of my life. How many touchdowns is he getting? The over and under. Over under is probably 2.5. I'm betting the over. Okay? Anyways, visit FanDuel.com. Join today. That's FanDuel.com for your chance for, $250 in bonus bets. If you win your first $5 bet, make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner or unofficial sportsbook partner of, again, the NFL. Today's episode is also brought to you by Gametime. Gametime, man. The lowest price on your last-minute tickets guaranteed. Guaranteed. That's the truth. That's just what they do. Speaking of which, I hope nobody paid more than $100 for their tickets tonight against the Kraken, okay? Or today. Think about that. You're taking the kids out, too. This was the Christmas gift, right? The parking, $60. And can somebody tell me the Canucks home record? They got to have like 7 or 8 wins in 20 home games. Anyways, if people did buy tickets to that game, I hope they use Gametime because, again, it's that place where you get the best last-minute tickets at the lowest price, guaranteed, okay? They also got things to make it easy for you, okay? Including their all-in pricing, okay? There's not no secret fees that come up when you're viewing your seat and you see that number in the corner. What you see is what you pay, okay? They also give you the seat views. Again, the lowest price guaranteed. And what's that? Gametime ticket coverage, okay? Your purchase is covered with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. Crazy. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use Locked On NHL to get $20 off your first purchase. That's Locked On NHL, LOCKEDON NHL at your purchase at Gametime to get $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? It's Gametime, and the Canucks blew a 3-goal lead. Okay, you know what? Let's get back to the show. Okay, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. My name is Kyle Bowen, and we're at the Don't Doze Art Lab, and we just blew a 3-goal lead to the Seattle Kraken. their best player, Jordan Eberle. What am I even saying? He wasn't even playing today. Okay, so we didn't have Hughes, we didn't have Pettersson, but they didn't have Jordan Eberle. You don't want to face Jordan Eberle in late December. And we didn't have the chance to do that yet. We still blew it. And again, hate to do it, but got to do it because the truth has to be told. Thatcher Demko has to take huge credit for this loss, and I think he will. He seems like that leader, and I hope that he can say the right words to make sure that this core and this group of players that may not have Hughes, may not have Pettersson for a while here, they continue to just believe that they can play within their staples, play strong, be in games, and not just be downright horrible. And what happened in the last 7 minutes of the game was just so embarrassing. One of the darkest days in Canucks history. I'll say it. And I mean it. And you guys are commenting a lot, so let's just finish off the show with some comments here. Now look at this comment from Richard again, okay? The panic giraffe, a.k.a. Tyler Myers panicked with that last pass, okay? So Tyler Myers steals the puck in the neutral zone in overtime, and then gives it right back to Vince Dunn after making a horrible pass. Like, what was it? A 360, no look. Whatever Tyler Myers thinks he's able to do all the time. He was trying to do it again when he could have just made the simple pass. And next thing you know, again, we're done. But on that note, Tyler Myers, just like Noah Juleson, what are you guys doing? Always thinking that you guys are those guys. It's over. It'll never be the case. Try those things out when you guys are up by 2 or 3 goals. Okay, try those things out when the team's up by 4 or 5 goals. Have fun. Do those things in practice. Have fun in the preseason. But when it comes to playing games in the NHL regular season, when these games really matter and 2 points are just so important, stop thinking about yourselves. Just make the simple play. Stop trying to feed an itch. Feed this fascination. Stop trying to have fun. No, that's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm just saying stop doing so much. Keep it simple. 80% of the time, you guys try to do too much, it never works. And it hurts your team. And enough is enough. Both of you guys have the athletic ability and a base level of skill and a strong base level of physicality to just, again, be able to water it down, make the simple play, and help your team out. But again, time in and time out, there's like this selfishness that happens within their game where they think they can, it's street hockey, or they're playing against their friends. You know what I'm saying? The friends that they owned way back in the day when they were, superior athletes. Like, it's not like that. You guys are not superior athletes in this sport anymore. I'm sorry. You're not one of ones. You're just another guy. Be another guy. And again, lean on the base that you have, the athleticism, the minimum puck moving, that's actually clean. It's not horrible from both. Just stop, yo. Stop. It's crazy, man. Can somebody just tell them? Both of these guys, stop doing so much. Unreal. Noah Juleson, man, that mistake you made. Again, I would not be surprised if that's the last chance. What? That's dark. If it's the last chance you get to play with the Rick Tockett's Canucks, man, because I think Tocchet got humbled today. And no, Eric Brandstrom wasn't perfect, but he's never as bad as Noah Juleson. Yo, he's on par with Tyler Myers when Tyler Myers is playing his best hockey. Like, Eric Brandstrom's good. He's not as, quote unquote, I don't want to say stupid. He's not as so mistake prone, so detrimental like Juleson is. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing Brandstrom not play. While game in and game out, you see VD and Noah Juleson. That is just that's some barbaric coaching. You want to talk about ego? That's Rick Tocchet just doubling down. It's like, stop it. And if you're gonna believe in these guys and double down on a guy like Noah Juleson, hold him accountable. Noah Juleson, man, costing this team a win today. This team that needs momentum, they need something to hold on, and it's been so up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. It's trade Pettersson, trade Miller, blah, blah, blah. It's all dark. Vancouver, so dark. It's so chaotic. Bro, these guys are just so damn inconsistent. So frustrating to watch. And again, this fan base, they're not stupid, right? They're not dumb. Maybe you're both, but we know the Canucks have only been good for, again, one season with this core, like really good. And that was last year. There's still some like hope and comfort needed from the team and the results to, give us even more patience, okay? Because what? You thought it was going to be patient the whole way through, that it was going to be soft and cuddly the whole way through, when through 35 games this season, you guys have won 17 and have lost 18, including multiple ass kickings and what we just saw today. No shit, the fan base is going to not look at this as acceptable from their standards. It's actually turning into a joke. Too many of these weird, traumatizing moments. And again, though, I believe, again, 4 minutes left in this game, 5 minutes left in this game. I'm thinking about what I'm going to talk about. I'm like, yo, UFA Brock Besser just scored 2. The second one looked really nice. The first one, again, this guy looking like a Thomas Holmstrom in front of the net. I'm like, yo, Brock Besser, UFA, if you can excel and this team can win some games or prove to themselves that they're deeper than Quinn Hughes, like, that's good. That's good for Mojo. Again, UFA Brock, the superstar's back. That raises the ceiling. Jake DeBrusk scoring again a beautiful goal, I must add. The guy's up to 16 goals. I'm talking about that. With 5 minutes left in the game, I'm writing down my notes. I'm like, yo, without Hughes and Pettersson and whomever, if Demko's in net, the base is there to be in games, to win some games. Demko's that good. All those things are there, but they're thrown out the window and you're just banging your head against the wall and punching yourself with the hammer. Because, well, I guess I'm only talking to myself. I'm just traumatized, man. What are the Canucks? I don't know. And record aside, eye test, watching every game, so much inconsistency that it's alarming. Another, sub 25 shot game? Oh, no Hughes and Pettersson. Bro, even if they had Hughes and Pettersson, there's a 90% chance that this team is still taking less than 25 shots. It's game 35, not 8. Okay, can we play the Hindu music? Okay. Okay, Teddy Bluger. Can we talk about this guy? Because this guy's damn good. I'm impressed. Can we end it on a Teddy Bluger note? One love to Latvia. Can you guys grade Teddy Bluger? I did so yesterday, or was it the day before? Anyways, I did a 2-part series grading every single Vancouver Canuck so far this season. Watch it before, it gets stale because they're not evergreen episodes. But all that being said, in the comments right now, give me Teddy Bluger's grade, because I feel like this guy's playing like a A- player. And he's done so for the majority through 30 games. I feel like nobody wants to talk about Teddy Bluger. I'm trying to be positive, okay? I don't know what to do. You want me to get darker? It's 3 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock, okay? Anyways, Oliver giving Teddy Bluger an A. And everyone is just bitching and complaining because the Canucks blew a 3-goal. Nobody wants to talk about Teddy Bluger. Okay, you know what? We'll just get to the other comment. Look at this, man. T-Rex saying you got to trade Besser for a defenseman. He's also saying we'll not get anything for Pettersson or Miller. Okay, can we stop this? They're still great. They're still good players. Great players, good players. At their best, they're still players that we really, 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 really want. Okay? On this team, we want it's not going to get better than Miller and Pettersson down the middle for quite some time if we're thinking about moving off one of these guys. Can these guys just wake up? Please. So we can stop with this, you're not going to get anything for Pettersson and Miller. What? How hard are you punching yourself with a hammer? More comments on Bluger, okay? Richard giving Bluger an A+. Anthem is saying a B+ /A-. T-Rex saying an A+ for Bluger. and Oliver saying that Bluger is a really solid 3C. Okay, Oliver also giving a Bluger an A earlier. Yeah, Teddy Bluger, just mad impressive. And when we see Suter, Sherwood, Bluger set show up, Garland, I'll even throw him in that mix. Scored another beautiful goal today. He's got points in 3 straight. When we see these guys bringing it 5-on-5 consistently with their effort and also playmaking abilities to some extent, you get frustrated because you haven't seen that level of consistency from Miller or Pettersson. The floor of this team really, really high. The ceiling, yeah. In order for us to fly to the ceiling, those two, man, got to get healthy, got to get consistent. Until then, yeah, the Canucks aren't going anywhere. Last comment. I really like this comment from Infamous. Okay, right here. It's really hard to dissect today's game because it was a great game for 55 minutes. Yeah, great game. Okay, you know what? No Hughes and Pettersson. Compared to what we've been looking like this season and not being the team like we were last year, okay, whatever. It was a great game for 55 minutes. They locked it down, right? Juleson, Darnay, Forbert, Brandstrom, Susie, Myers. That's your decor. That's your decor. I'll throw Brandstrom into the statement before those guys could go on waivers and pass. That's your Vancouver Canucks decor without Quinn Hughes and Philip Roenick. You know what I'm saying? So again, for 55 minutes for the majority of this game, they played hard, they played clean. Not gonna front. I made a separate separate thumbnail. I think the title was before I queued it up was Brock Besser's gonna save the Canucks, because again, I want to really ramble about potentially getting the superstar back. Right, 5 goals in 3 games, putting the team on his back. One of the core members, a UFA. Can this guy help us? Help us here. Bring us consistency. Help us win games. Help Quinn Hughes out. I was ready to just be uber positive. I was even more ready to talk about DeBrusk, man. How does this guy have 13 goals in his last 17 games or 14 or whatever the number is? I wanted to do all that, but then the last 7 minutes panned out and we're losers. We're losers. It's also really hard to dissect today's game because, again, this comes from Battle Frame Studios. Battle Frame Studios, what do you guys do? Build robots? And let the robots fight each other with the remote control car? Or remote control in general that you can, I don't know, get on your phone? Where am I going with this? Okay, Battle Frame Studios is saying 2 bad bounces and 2 shitty passes lost in the game. Yep. I know. And before I end things off here, do you guys think I'm crazy, I'm dark, I'm putting too much on the fact that when I started this episode, I got scared of this loss really meaning a lot to a quote unquote sensitive team? Again, a team that's mediocre right down the middle going into this game, pretty much 17-17. Can this team handle this loss? Like, can this team and like Miller and Besser and Myers and company and Susie and Demko tell themselves, like, you know what, that was just weird. Two shitty bounces, two shitty passes, boom bam, no Hughes, no Pettersson. Let's not even think about this one. Can they do that? Because they have to do that. And the Static is saying, this loss doesn't mean nothing. Don't stress. Yo, thanks, Static. Okay, I'm good. The Canucks are, we're going to make the playoffs. We got a point. Okay? You know, I keep saying 17. The real record is 17-18, right? Because they've lost 18. They've won 17. I know some overtime losses, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, this team that doesn't know how to win games, they've only lost 10 in regulation through 35. Not bad. Can we play the music? Alrighty. I gotta go. My name is Kyle Bound. Locked On Canucks, brought to you by the Locked On Podcast Network, right? It's your Canucks every day. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out a lot. I'm about to go into year 4 of dating my girlfriend. And I think next Christmas I want to get her a purse. So hit the like button and boom, bam, do the math. Happy wife, happy life. What? One love to the Don't Does Art Lab. We're again looking after the neighbors and that West Coast bias. Speaking of that bias, everyone listen to this. It's all good at Applewood. The Canucks are going to win. Don't worry. We got this. We're making the playoffs. Adversity strikes now. So we could kill it in May and April, okay? We can murder it. We could stomp on the throat of adversity in May and April and June. Boom, bam. You got to learn how to do it now, okay? My name's Kyle Bound, and I approve of this message.
Your Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.